Welcome everybody to another episode of Aussie Backyard Banter. Again, Bealey's joining us in the studio via TV link this time. It's exciting to see him back here. Tommy, welcome back. And special guest Sam. Welcome, Sam.
Thanks for having me, Mike. I'm excited to be here. I'm surprised to see that intro is actually delivered live.
It's live in studio.
Yeah.
We don't mess around in this podcast.
Tommy and I actually perform it each week live.
We do.
That's why the stress is on, and Beals comes in with the bass guitar just to hold us all together. Beals, how was the week been, mate? How'd you recover from being in the studio last week?
I had a great time when I was down there, but I'm back at home there in the bunker, undisclosed location, just and to do it all over again.
Yeah, a lot of light for a bunker, Beals. Is that planned?
Yeah, I'm gonna have one window at least. Pretty comfort.
Tommy, how's the week been for you, mate? In busy sport week again?
Mate, yeah, a few breaking headlines, but we'll touch on them a bit later. But first of all, can I say, how good does Bealsy look on a 75-inch TV when all you can see is his head and shoulders? Mate, it's great. You look amazing. Well done.
Seeing Bealey at any angle is a privilege. So. Sam's turned up in a Sup 2 shirt today. So he's really bringing the young vibes. You're hanging on to the cool dad vibes there, Sam?
Fresh from New Zealand, bros.
Oh. Well, we should start with that. And Sam, welcome. We did have a teaser for you early on in the year. How was your trip to New Zealand with the Southern Sports Academy?
Yeah, fabulous, Mike. The boys got a lot out of it. The coaches got a lot out of it. A couple of shenanigans on the way. But, yeah, I was really surprised, if I'm totally honest, by the quality of footballers that were there, both male and female.
Yep.
There's a local boy from Mara, young Stewie, coaching the Australian 21s, Stewie Dunbar. He's a Wagga junior, so he was coaching the Australian 21s. And obviously Georgie Hayes over there from Wagga Waratahs playing with the Australian schools girls. But there was just really handy footballers coming through there. Be interesting to see where they all sort of end up. But the players who are at the top of that game will end up in, Super Rugby, NRLW, NRL, wherever they want to go, they'll get there. But yeah, it was a great time, really well run tournament. And the guy who organises that tournament over there is trying to run one in the Gold Coast later this year as well, as a copy-paste of that tournament, just younger age groups. Keep that as 18s over in New Zealand and do 16s, 14s on the Goldie.
So you said there was Australian teams there. Was it a mix of like international teams as well as invitational teams and developing teams, or was it?
Yeah, so Australian 21s, New Zealand 21s, there were teams from America, Canada, China, Japan. There was a UK, they called themselves New Zealand Irish, who were there, who seemed like a combo of some expats and kids from Ireland who travelled for it. So it's a pretty big deal, in terms of that sort of quality. And obviously those teams are, they're detail orientated. Everything matters for them, which is exactly what we want to expose our young athletes to.
What's the pathway now for those kids that have gone through that tournament? Like, what does it look like for the team that went over from Australia?
For the Australian 21s or for our lads?
For your lads, yeah.
Obviously, they've got options here in Wagga, being a New South Wales-based town, but sitting in Brumbies territory. So they've got opportunities through the Brumbies pathways or the New South Wales pathways. And I think Georgie Hayes is a perfect example of that, where she went through the ACT schools to go to the Australian Sevens champs. But that team is really sort of picked up from all over Australia. So it wouldn't have mattered which sort of stream that athletes went through to get to it. So look, the world's their oyster for any of those athletes who are keen to have a crack wherever they want to go.
Yeah, it's great to see them on the stage and see a lot of Wagga talent get the opportunity in front of those selectors and coaches, and probably just get experience of that high-performance side of footy.
The tournament's broken into 2 tiers, the top 8 and then the remaining 16. And we ended up coming 7th in that bottom tier. So, top 15 of, 32 is not a bad effort for some kids from the Riverina.
Definitely, and especially with the spread from the team where you don't get that ability to train together as much.
Yeah, so Albury, Wagga, Leeton, Temora. We've got a kid from, we'll say Grenfell, but he's a spot at Carragable, which is west of Grenfell as I understand it.
Yep.
But yeah, it's like, yeah, the ability for those kids to sort of, make the effort to train and travel and that sort of stuff is cool. But yeah, one of the major highlights for that tournament for them was a cultural engagement session that we did with the Maori team over there called the Waitaha, who are from Christchurch. And it was an opportunity. We've got a lot of Kuru kids in our program who are very proud of their culture, and rightly so, who were able to experience that haka and some traditional Maori culture firsthand, one-on-one environment, and respond to that. So they did a war dance to respond to that, which was just awesome. For those kids to engage and experience their heritage and have a response to a haka in New Zealand was awesome. And they actually went on and performed that at the opening ceremony of the tournament too.
Yeah, it's a pretty special. I've been lucky to be some national tournaments, but not international tournaments. And I reckon it's the atmosphere around the group. Like when you get to stadiums, you're playing in front of more people, them getting exposure. It's just something you can't replace. No matter if they go on further or this is the highest representative duties they do, it definitely keeps them in the sport, I think.
Totally.
Yeah, definitely. And it's also one of the things, like, especially for the under-18s programs, it's not just on-field stuff, it's also the off-field stuff, which is huge for them. Like, I imagine it would have been a lot of their first tours overseas, not technically part of the junior club. So any standouts off the field, like with tour stuff, or?
The kids probably stayed up way later than I did. And they're not kids, like they're young adults. But yeah, like that, the international flights and that sort of stuff and traveling around New Zealand. Adam Mokatupu, one of our coaches, he's from Rotorua. So we took the kids from Auckland down to Rotorua to spend a day down there, which was unreal. And just sort of that continued sort of cultural engagement where there's, we're staying at a boarding school over there. So everything was on site, like meals and accommodation for us. Some of the teams stayed off site, but we were on site. And there's teams from, as I said, international all over the world. And one of the things I was really proud of for that group was seeing how they engaged and went out of their way to try and get to know other people on the tour. They weren't just locked into what they were doing in their own environment. They were engaging with all the people around them, which was awesome. Do you know? That's not an easy thing to do, to go up to people you don't know and introduce yourself and get to know them. And by the end of that week that we're over there, they're high-fiving everyone.
Yeah. And that's one thing I saw too on the SSA socials was kids from all different teams at the boarding school playing games, having a good time and actually, enjoying it and getting the most out of it, which was huge. Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
So just a real broad question here too for both. I know you're both coaches and part of the team. The kids that went over, how are they selected? Are they selected through their junior clubs through the zones of like Riverina or Southern Inland, or what's the selection like? Can I rock up if I had a kid or if I was that age to trials, or how does that process work?
Yeah, we are actually looking to develop some referees in the zone, Mike.
Yeah, developing the key word. I'm way past that. Untrainable.
Look, it's a mix of open selections and targeted selections, but there's trials held. We probably really need to map out what our next intake looks like. Our program will finish in March, this current setup that we're in now. But if the tournament on the Gold Coast is going to be a focus, and there's a New South Wales State Sevens later in the year that I think is in September, if we're going to use those tournaments as gameplay opportunities and at a higher level than what they can do around here, then we probably need to be selecting those teams in sort of June, July to be able to send them away and prep for that, which we haven't typically done in the past.
No, it's great. I think it's a good opportunity, and I've helped you guys out at training a few times just with the refereeing side and giving some on-field perspective and guidance of what you've said. But I love seeing those kids get out there and train and meet other people and develop. I think that's what rugby for me has always been about. Probably a lot of other sports will claim the same, but it's always been about meeting people from a different group, different environment that you wouldn't normally bump into in your school cliques, and sharing a love of rugby.
Yeah, it's quite funny, like, especially the first session, everyone's quite shy and a bit intimidated, looking around saying, "Oh, hi, I'm Simon, nice to meet you. Claire, how you going?"
Yeah.
Then by 3 or 4 sessions later, they're high-fiving and carrying on. You can really see them get settled in and actually go meet a new bunch of friends from all different walks of life. So
Yeah.
yeah, it's pretty rewarding program seeing that kind of stuff.
Now, the other thing we brought you back in here for, Sam, we'd been talking during the week. We discussed, or Tommy and I discussed when we did a Rogue episode about some biggest blow-ups. It all started from old mate at the darts. I circulated the video. It'll be up on our socials when this comes live. But I didn't realise that he actually took on the sparkler machine. So obviously after losing one of the early rounds, quite a highly ranked. Must be, he expected more of himself clearly, but he went.
Sorry, can I pause you for 1 second?
Yeah.
Is a sparkling machine a human nickname for a darts player? Because that would be the greatest nickname ever. Walks out, sparklers coming out of bits you can't imagine, and
No, well,
They do have strong nicknames.
They do.
Darts players
They
are
have the best
specialists.
nicknames.
No, like I don't know what other to describe them, but it's those machines or those little things that you see at stadiums and they shoot sparks up.
I think it's called a pyro machine.
Oh, yeah. One of those, yeah.
Right.
That makes a lot more sense.
It's not like a sparkle dispenser.
Like, the ones you light for birthday candles that you walk out singing happy birthday with.
But yeah, he literally puts his hand on the pyro machine. There we go. We'll stick with that. And once he's finished, like it somehow must cut out. They must just go, oh my God, old mate's burning his hand. He then uppercuts the little table where they sit their drinks while they're in between darts. But 6 or 7 times, just lays into it. Absolutely smashes it. So
I reckon he was smashed himself. Because we were discussing the fine line between beers and darts. Like,
yeah, I reckon he went for 7 pints
he
instead
had
of 6.
a few rums
Yeah.
instead of beers.
He did look like he would dabble in rum, the fella himself. But again, he's an elite athlete performing at the highest at the Ali Pally.
He is.
And we just thought, Sam, you've played, coached and refereed rugby. You've been around a lot of different sports around various different levels. Like, you would have had to experience some blow-ups.
Oh, I've seen a few. I've seen a few classics. Well, I reckon if you're looking at something like NRL level, I reckon Ricky Stewart's got to be a special for a couple of mentions there.
Yeah.
And Des Hasler was good for a couple.
Bellyache, Craig Bellamy would always be...
Yeah, Craig Bellamy's up there.
Yeah.
Michael Checker's got to get a mention for in the rugby union space. Like, what was the one? Was that at Canberra Stadium that he ripped the door off the hinges or something like that?
Yeah, broke the door. Yeah.
But do you reckon, are they all based at referees? Are they all based
wouldn't
at match the pitcher saying, we lost
Yeah.
today solely because you can't ref?
Yeah.
Like, it's...
Which
yeah.
is,
Which has made the darts interesting because we said there's no officiating really in darts.
yeah.
Like, surely there would be little bits
Yeah,
of
He
intricacies.
should be giving himself an uppercut.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, yeah.
The other one I reckon you see a lot of blow-ups is in motorsports. Like the V8 supercars, the
Yeah.
Formula One.
And drivers punching fellas' helmets.
Yeah.
It's like watching NFL punch-ups. Yeah. Literally just punching helmets. Like, it's dumb.
The one I reckon that's got it nailed for blow-ups, and I don't reckon you see too many of them in the sport as a result, is ice hockey,
Oh,
where the two refs, like, righto, let's get a kid off and we're just going to stand on the ice and throw punches at each other. How is that still got to go in any sport?
Yeah.
Isn't it to do like you have to take your helmet and gloves off or something to start it? I
Don't know.
Not sure, but I know the rule
Beals,
is...
what are the rules on fighting in
ice hockey.
Please, can you?
Because I saw a video that came across my feed the other day, which was like the whole team went in and then even the goalies merged into the middle. Like they called each other out. So like all the other players and then the two goalies have met in the middle of the field.
Yeah, and there's two refs on the field trying to keep an eye on everything and make sure no one's
So I think,
slicing
the
someone.
rule is once you hit the deck, that fight stops.
Yeah.
So if we're going toe-to-toe, we can punch on. But if you fall or I fall, it's righto, game over, back to hockey, 2 minutes in the bin, let's go.
Yeah, fab.
Imagine that in rugby. Imagine in rugby, you finish the scrum, you go to the hook, go, you know what? Good scrum, let's punch on. Like, it'd be chaos. You'd have two little wingers running around in circles crying and, absolute chaos. Seeing two tens scratch and kick and bite.
And the two halfbacks telling the other two hookers how to throw punches.
Yeah.
I reckon to your point that before though, Tommy, like about like refereeing, and as those regular listeners will know, there's a couple of referees in the room.
Finally.
There's obviously a level of emotion that comes out of players, coaches, spectators, whatever, to the match official, because they may not see things how you saw them or whatever. locally, as different coaches and that sort of stuff rolling around, I've had some crazy encounters from coaches where you go, hang on, like just no one's getting paid here.
Yeah.
Like, I'm volunteering my time as a referee. You're volunteering your time as a coach. Players aren't getting paid. Like, what are we so amped up about?
Yeah.
Why are you frothing at the mouth?
Yeah.
You know?
I've also noticed too, like, end of the game, you got to shake the referee's hand, and the opposition coach or whatever, it happened countless times, is into the referee already. Final whistle goes, and they're already giving him a spray.
Mate, try
Yes.
copping one of those sprays, and then, like, it's not so bad up at Connolly where they've got a change room for the referee.
Yeah.
Many years ago, an old fella as a referee who was actually my first rugby coach, when I started refereeing, I said to him, what do you do in the away games? Connolly's okay, there's a ref's change room. But what do you do when you're in, I don't know, Cootamundra or Chamora or something? He goes, well, the host club's hosting, go with the host club. Don't get kitted in your car or anything, go to the host club.
Yeah.
And so it happened a number of times where a
It's-
coach
it's
or
the-
a team
yeah.
might not be happy with you, and you've got to go and jump in the shower. Like, because...
Did you ever have the opposite say the host team wins, the away team then will see you walk into them sheds and they start going, oh, this is rubbish, you're with them, rah, rah, rah. Like, it's...
To a point,
Yeah.
but the key for that is going to the pub after the game.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean?
yeah,
and
exactly
explaining to the coach, because they ask it, and it's not an invalid question. You know,
Yeah.
They should be asking that sort of stuff. And you go, no, mate, like this is
The host,
there isn't a neutral change room for me, so
Yeah.
I've got to go somewhere. They're the host club. Go with the host club. You
Yeah.
know, like that's how I always put it to them.
Yeah.
It is probably my least favourite thing.
Yeah, it's
Like,
not great.
and especially too,
Fucking bush footy.
yeah.
Oh, fuck, yeah.
Like for me, Forbes was probably the hardest. Forbes, you had to go in with the home team change room, and there were always tough games in that Brawls Cup region. Always a tough day at Forbes to travel to,
Yeah.
and win, lose or draw, there was always some controversy around it, and you walk in, and especially when they're lost and their teams are pretty upset. Like usually it's a close game, it's gone down to the wire. And you've shaken your hands, you try and avoid getting in there too early. And if the coach is giving a spray to the team, when you got to stand out the front of the door and just wait, you can hear this, and you're kind of walking into like dead silence. Like you're not making eye contact with anyone. You're just going in, sitting into your corner, getting into the shower.
I've been in change rooms though where the coach either knows you're in there and doesn't care, or doesn't realise you're in there and starts throwing gear, and it's
Yeah, rightio.
Yeah.
wild. You know,
Yeah.
like you're sitting there trying to take your kid off, and they're like,
At least you're like nearly 7 foot. At least I can blend into I just hide behind like the goalpost pads or something. Yeah. But
Yeah, I don't understand. Like, as a coach, I don't think I've ever given a proper spray in my life, but I don't think they would take me seriously if I did.
bullshit.
Like, I've given a few tiny ones, but I've never walked in and smashed something or abused or punched a darts table or something. Like, I've just, I don't understand. Like, yes, some people get passionate, but I don't think players get much out of it. Like, some do if you do it maybe once a year, but if you're the coach, does it repeat, by the fourth
switch
time, you're just going to go, he's doing it again. Like,
Yeah.
he's lost it. He's
Toxic.
lost us. Yeah.
toxic.
What'd you
Yeah.
find out, Beals?
The ice hockey.
Yeah.
North American League normally results in a 5-minute penalty box.
So do you have to?
Timeout.
So what stops the fight?
But fight is not normally, they're not outright banned, but they do result in a penalty.
Yeah. So there's no like actual rules as such to say how to fight.
Maybe that's a gentleman's rule. Or-
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
The unspoken rules of
We
ice
are, we
hockey.
are
Yeah.
ice skating. It's ice. I don't know if you've been ice skating, but it's not,
But,
not easy to get up from.
Oh, there's a video.
that's mainly North America too. So if you're international, it can be a bit more serious than that.
The penalties.
Yeah, you might get ejected or suspended completely.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Which doesn't surprise me. I can't imagine a sport in this modern era supporting fighting.
Boxing.
Yeah, like
Checkmate.
UFC.
yeah, okay. You both, yeah.
That is your second dumbest comment behind wanting to drop Mitchell Stark.
Oh.
You got one left. One left.
That's why we call him Mike.
That's right. That's 5
I've already written that in. But yeah, I expected there to be a lot more penalties around fighting in ice hockey than not. Like I couldn't imagine that as a non-contact sport other than boxing and UFC, like it's been mentioned, it would allow people to just punch on for the sake of it.
There's actually a video I saw, and I think I sent both you fellas this week, the roller derby punches. They are crazy. Like, I've never seen the sport, never understand it, but there are some crazy punch-ups in that sport. Like, does anyone know the rules? Do you just skate around in a circle?
Bills,
So-
yeah.
So that when you sent that clip and I looked at that clip, my algorithm has shown me a few extras since then. And I think it's just the 70s, right? Like everything was looser in the 70s. That it's like thinking of, was rugby league the Winfield Cup in the 70s? It would have been surely.
Yeah, sure.
70s
yeah.
and 80s, the Winfield Cup. Like there were some absolute coat hangers being thrown around in that, and that were
Play on.
Les Boyd was elbowing guys in the face, and no issues.
Yeah.
You're good. Like keep going.
Yeah.
And I reckon it's just the era.
Yeah.
So surely roller derby, if it's still kicking around as a sport, is been cleaned up a bit. Surely the officials have got onto that.
Yeah, like
There's cameras on games,
Yeah,
on,
gotta
you know,
be. It's
games and that stuff now that they're on top of.
that's one thing. I'd love to know the rules because, like
Beals is
go round and
looking
round
at
the circle and they tackle and
Yeah.
I've got the rules here for you. So here it is.
Yeah.
So each team fills up to 5 skaters. It's per jam. A jam is normally considered 2 minutes. So
Jam.
that's what they call it. Yeah. Out of the 5 skaters, 1 is called a jammer, which is the point scorer, and then there's 4 blockers. So the idea is to be in front, to get your jammer in front of the opposing team's blockers in front of the other team.
At the end of that
And
2-minute period.
yeah, so
But they start side by side, don't they, Bealey? So you both start at the same start line, and the aim is to get them around
right
the
around. Yeah, yeah.
whoever
the
that.
blockers,
Yeah.
the blockers start in front of the jammers.
Yeah,
Oh,
right.
okay. Yep. Yep.
Because that
So
video,
you have
like,
to-
yeah.
You have to be able to get your jammer in front of the other team's jammer, and then you'll get the point.
Yeah.
Yep.
And 4 other team members, their job is to just into the other person, into the other team.
And slingshot your guy.
Yeah.
Basically,
Yeah, right.
Try and get him around the front as quick as you can. Yeah, that makes a
full
bit of sense.
contact sport.
Full.
That is crazy. That is. I'm pretty sure there's a movie on roller derby, isn't there? The women's roller derby team, Derby.
I think there is, yeah.
Yeah.
That might be a special review coming up,
I
Bills.
might have to look at that one, yeah.
But interesting enough for the Winfield Cup, I know it's tangent, but you mentioned it was 82 to 95.
82 to 95.
Yeah.
So what was it before the 70s? In the 70s.
Imagine
Two-
a cigarette
two
company sponsoring a major sports tournament now. Unheard of, isn't
Unheard of.
it? Yeah.
Oh, just, yeah, like it's amazing. Like even movie stars back then, they were all, every famous person was sponsored by a cigarette brand
Yeah.
at some stage. But that's beyond my searching ability, Sam.
But even like the Wallabies at their peak, Bundy Rum. Well, you got the Wallabies through some of their best times as a sponsor.
Dark orange.
Yeah. Back when footy
Dark
players
orange.
had to do the ads themselves.
Exactly. Yeah.
Is that the start of the drop bear? Is that the rugby
might have been, yeah.
Bundy
Rock Bear's
ads?
been around for years.
Yeah.
I swear that it was always like the ads when the rugby was on.
Yeah.
So remember the last World Cup we hosted? There were some pretty good ads getting around.
Well, is Qantas still the main? Oh, Cadbury. Sorry, Cadbury.
Cadbury, I think, yeah.
Step up for the
Glass and
World
half.
Cup. Yeah. Which is our performances. Half a glass.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the front rowers enjoyed it because they got a year supply of Cadbury chocolate. So they're really enjoying the
Don't make
sponsorship.
friends with salad, Tom.
Exactly right.
Oh, but speaking of not making friends, Beals, what movie did you sit down and watch for us, mate?
Well, actually, this is one I watched with you, Mitchell.
Oh, dear.
And it's the Now You See Me, Now You Don't, the third
Oh
movie in that franchise. Tommy, you sound like you know it.
no! So that is my favorite franchise movie in the world. I love them to death. Have not seen the third movie yet. Was going to rent it and put it on this weekend. So can I take my headphones off for the next 5 minutes?
Unless you want to know if it's worth watching or not.
Oh,
Up to you.
go
I
on.
can,
Nah, I'll listen. Go.
I can
Talk.
mute you out.
Nah, I want to know.
I'll try to avoid spoiling it for you.
Have you seen them, Sam? Sorry, at all?
Clueless. Absolutely clueless. Haven't seen any of them.
Well, since it's Tommy's favourite franchise, do you want to explain to Sam?
So pretty much magic.
Explain the first two for us.
Yeah.
So it's pretty much magicians, corruption, the police. They're trying to help bad people, like trying to get bad people by getting even by doing magic tricks, stealing money, like Robin Hood situations. And yeah, it's just a big deep dive into the underworld of this magic place. And the first one rolls in, the second one pretty well. And the third one looks like there's a lot more magicians in there, which could be bad.
Yeah.
I'm not sold. The first two were so good. The third one doesn't look as good.
So I think basically,
So like a rip-off of the Ocean's 11.
no, it's more like there's a rich protagonist in there that is kind of associated with the group or have done the group wrong, and then they set up a big event, and in the big event they Robin Hood it, take his money and give it
but
to everyone,
and then
the
disappear.
second
one comes back and then disappears. Or they do it,
and then
by
they do it
by
to someone
magic.
else. Yeah, they take on another person that's earned wealth illegally, and then they've disappear, and it's all run by the.
And there's some pretty big plot twists, so we're not going to spoil it too much for the first two, but there are some pretty big plot twists.
Yeah.
I get it. I reckon you got to take the headphones off, Tommy. I don't reckon you're going to do so.
Hang on,
So
I
you
think-
don't want to hear
yeah.
number three.
I'm clocking off.
You good to go, Tommy? All right.
Yep, go
Rock
for
and
it.
Well, as Tommy said, they pull off some pretty neat tricks and cool moves in the first two, but I must say the third one is, for me, it was very disappointing. I really did not enjoy it.
Really, I'm shocked by that.
You got the original.
So is Tommy.
cast
Tommy
members.
Devo.
You got the original cast members from the first two, which
Yeah.
I think is what people wanted to see in the third one. And I felt like they were kind of put on the back burner to make way for these three new people that you've never met before. They're already, the way the movie portrays them is they're already clever, smarter, better than the original characters. And you're supposed to just believe them. And I really didn't like it. The original five horsemen are kind of treated like they're all idiots. That's how I felt. I would give it 1 out of 5 stars. And that's only because Woody Harrelson's in it. He gets the 1 star.
Oh, geez, that is scathing.
Bealey, do you reckon that's a setup, though? Do you reckon that's a setup
Yeah,
for,
I do.
for
Yeah.
number 4?
Well, I don't know how well this one did. I have no idea whether they'll ever get a number 4 off the back of this one.
Yeah.
They were trying. It ended very open. It was very open-ended, like they wanted a 4th one.
Yep.
I feel like they do this with a lot of movies actually, where they get people in to watch it because of the original cast, original movies, and then they try and make the movie about a new set of people.
Do you reckon it's
And
just a
it's-
payday for the originals, though?
Yeah.
Oh, probably, yeah, I'd say.
Like
And
it,
also kind of wanted to wrap their story up, but not. Yeah, they want them there for the quick paycheck, really, the quick box office result.
because
Billy, the big question, though, I reckon, is how does this compare to the Die Hard franchise?
I reckon, Beals, with your review, the thing I thought was that they killed off a lot of characters in it.
Well, they didn't kill off any of the old ones
Only the one fella.
in this movie.
Yeah. Oh.
They just made them look stupid.
Yeah.
When the first 2 movies, they were pulling off really cool magic tricks and Robin Hooding, doing all these cool heists, and then in this latest one, they kind of look like idiots. And then the new 3 characters that just turn up out of the blue managed to swindle them all. Pull the trick. In the end, before twist at the end, they swindled everyone. The brand new 3 characters. So
Yeah.
they were smarter than the lot.
That's it. We'll bring Tommy back in, and thank you, Beals. But that's one of your more aggressive ratings. Tommy's back on now, so don't give much more away. But that was one of the more aggressive ratings that you.
Aggressive as in 7 stars out of 5.
Look, mate, watch the movie and then you can listen to the podcast. So I'll leave it at that. But Beals, thank you. Are you pumped up to do another one? Have you got anything lined up, do you think? Or are you taking suggestions?
I did watch another really bad one on Netflix. If you want to hear about that as well.
Yeah, Tommy's back on. He can,
Yeah.
you can sneak.
Quick, yeah, go through a quick one. We'll go through
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, watch this one called Red Sonja, and it was just terrible. It was absolutely terrible. That would get half a star out of 5. That one. It was just so bad. I really didn't enjoy it at all. It's like a fantasy action sort of story, but the poor
Sounds
actors,
Russian.
I don't know.
It does. This is like a submarine.
This poor
Oh,
actors
wow.
in it.
I'm just showing the guys the picture of the, what do you call it? The DVD cover. No, they don't even need to. Yep.
It's crazy. She's meant to be in like medieval armor, and she comes. They give her like a metal bikini. It's the weirdest movie that I've ever seen.
Yeah, okay.
What kept you watching
was
it through to the
terrible.
end, Bealey?
The
Did
show.
did you make a decision at some point of being like, there's only 20 minutes left on this thing? Or
Well, it wasn't a very long movie, so that's a positive for it, I suppose. I don't know. I felt like I committed a little bit of time to it, and I thought, oh, I'm stuck with it now. I could probably talk about it on this podcast.
yeah.
Are there any
But it
movies
was terrible.
that you guys got halfway through or 15, 20 minutes through and going, you know what? I'm just going to turn it off. It is
Yes.
so bad.
Yep.
Which ones come to mind? Just
Oh, there's a lot.
really?
Like,
So I can give them a crack.
I just, it's more to do with like those Netflix suggestions that pop up. And you're like, oh, that kind of reads all right. And then you click on it and you go, like, who spent money making this?
Yeah.
But it's not for me. So
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. I reckon my main one I got 15 minutes in was one at Adam Sandler's one called Jack and Jill.
oh,
It is
Yes.
by far the worst movie I've seen. Like, just horrible, which is quite funny because, like, Billy Madison, Happy Gilmore, all them, they're my favourite movies of all time. Besides, now you see, like, I could sit down and watch them once a week and still laugh. Like, I just love him.
Did you? I'm not a huge movie fan, right? Like, I don't get me wrong. Like, I like going to the movies, but I just don't get enough time to dedicate to it. But when Happy Gilmore 2 came out,
Yeah.
like, obviously you got to go and rewatch the original
Yeah.
in preparation for it. And I was like, there's actually like a whole heap of stuff in that they try and recreate to a point in the second one.
Yes.
And you're like, oh, did we get it or not? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was a interesting one. Like, some parts were funny, but some parts you just going, this is cut copy. Like,
yeah, exactly. Yeah,
just,
But
that's the point.
I don't look at that movie for cinematic appeal. I
Yeah.
watch it for just lighthearted relief.
yeah.
I enjoyed the golf players they got in it.
Yeah.
Like the stars. Like
They had
Brooks,
like 86 people, like famous celebrity cameos in the whole movie.
I think it was Brooks Koepka and Rory
Apple,
McIlroy, thank
Yeah.
you. And a few others I can't just remember off the top of my head. But yeah, I just enjoyed it for what it was. I didn't want to. It was a movie that you could sit down and watch and not think about. Yeah.
It's one of those ones like, I reckon I would watch Happy Gilmore again and again if it came on when I was flicking. But if I saw
Yeah.
Happy Gilmore 2 come up, I probably wouldn't watch it again.
Yeah, okay. Beals?
I can't say I've ever really watched the Happy Gilmore movies. I can't comment on those.
got some homework to do there, fella.
Netflix made the second one, didn't they?
That's a
Yeah.
new question,
Yes.
mate. I'll back you in.
That's it.
Yes, they did.
I think Netflix actually made the second one, and they make so much stuff for Netflix. I think it's more about just quantity rather than quality half the time.
Yeah, yeah.
They just want you to log back on the Netflix and see some new show that they've got, even if it's not that good.
What's your favourite streaming platform?
Oh,
Bills?
jeez. I don't mind Prime, just because you can bundle the others together with it.
Yeah, radio. Yeah.
It's not a separate thing. I can bundle other things into it if I wanted to.
More expensive to do that, or?
Yeah, it does add to the cost, but then in saying that, Netflix is getting dearer and dearer now too,
Yeah.
so it doesn't end up being much dearer than that.
Have you seen the yarns about, do you guys know what the Pirate Bay is?
No, but it sounds illegal.
It is. So the Pirate Bay is a file sharing website that was big in the 90s, early 2000s.
Yeah.
And it was the setup back then was that Netflix and those guys were releasing shows in, let's say, the US, and then a month later they'd do Europe, and then the month later they'd do Asia and whatever else. And the people in the countries after the US release dates were like, well, why can't we watch it at the same time? Like, we're all at the internet, like, we should be able to watch it. So people in the States were recording them, they'd upload them to the Pirate Bay, and then when like LimeWire and all those sort of things were around, you'd get everyone to download their little part of it, and that was a file sharing thing. And then Netflix and those guys went, no, we're going to release them all at the same time. So the Pirate Bay dipped off. Because you could just pay the Netflix fee and you would get the show at the same time as everybody else. But I reckon there's a trend now, because there's so many streaming services and good shows on all of them, that the piracy is coming back up, making a big comeback, because they're all charging you $20 a month. You're not going to pay $100 a month for all the streaming services. Yeah. And so that if you're not sharing passwords, you're downloading files.
Makes sense,
that's a show that I'm into. Yeah. Going to go download it. I reckon there's been an uptick in like traffic to sites like Pirate Bay.
Yeah, right.
There's a increase in piracy for all these corporations.
Can you watch live sports and that on it, or that's a different?
I wouldn't be surprised if you could.
Especially now, because like every streaming service has their own sport now. Like rugby's on one, then you got the league another one, AFL other one, tennis on one. Like there's that many different sports.
Yeah.
That's different streaming. Like you can't just sit down and flick between all the sports. You got to log out, log in, log out, log in.
That's
like
the point, though. Everything's a subscription.
You have to buy.
And you typically can't get the sport without the rest of it.
I'm just looking here, like the top streamings. This is just for movies. Netflix, 300 million plus approximate subscribers reach. Number 2 is JIO Hotstar. Now, it's not available in Australia, but it's 280 million plus, and it's mainly an Indian platform. But it actually combines all the major streaming services. So it's like Netflix.
Bring back cable TV, right?
Yeah.
Well, it's
Fox
like
used to be so good. All-Star back then, wasn't it?
Yeah, All-Star. But yeah, it's like Netflix, Disney, and sports. So all their sports that are obviously popular in India. But yeah, it's the second, followed by Amazon Prime at 200 and Disney 130 and Max, HBO, and Discovery 120. Ran out the top 5. So
yeah, right.
So it's interesting that the second most popular streaming service is Indian based. Yeah.
I reckon there is a more popular streaming service that beat the rest, but it is After Dark one that we can't
Let's
talk
have a look at that. I don't know if they have subscribers though.
Is that one of your favourites, Mitch?
That just leads us into your review that you're about to do for us, Tommy. The travelling show.
Yes. Yeah, I believe Does Debbie go to Dallas? Is that
Debbie travelled there.
Yes, good documentary.
Oh, terrible. Rugby season in Southern Inland is still a little bit away, but the interesting part is there's been some coach movements. I don't know if you guys have seen the new appointment of the coach for Reddy's. Name?
Dion Calvi. He's a Wagga junior. He's played all his footy there.
Good appointment, Sam. What are your thoughts?
Good Reddy's club man. Yeah, he's been there for ages. I saw the thing on socials the other day how he's trying to bring back that Reddy's culture, and he's definitely been someone who's experienced it as a young fellow. I think he started playing footy there when he was 16. So he would have been one of Mick Wakeling's under 16s that were out there when the under 16s comp was still kicking around and 18. So he's got some runs on the board at the club.
What's your plans for coaching, Sam? Are you going to double back in? I know Waratahs lost their esteemed assistant coach for this season.
I thought he was gone to Reddy's. I thought that was the scoop that was going to come in.
Yeah, there's been a few rumours getting around, but I think I'm going to look good in blue and white hoops this year. So,
there is a history of coaches flicking between Reddy's and City.
Yeah, right. Who else has done the move?
Josh Crockett and Danny
Edwards.
Yeah. They're both Reddy's guys who went to City, went back to Reddy's.
Yeah. Do you find it, because like the Aggies, Waratah is a connection. Do you find Reddy's City's the connection crossover back when it was a university, same as
look, obviously the university is very different now to what it was back in the day, but Reddy's were like back when I was playing footy, yawn, squillion years ago, Reddies were the handy. They were definitely a better football team than Ag College were.
Yeah.
Not that Ag College were a poor football team and had a really successful era with Greg Condon and some of those guys, and then they dipped off. But like when I was playing footy, Reddies had the starting country second row playing out there, Gordon Refshawky. Like
Yeah, I know
he was-
you're talking about. Yeah.
and like he was a good footballer, and they were a good footy team, and they were a successful team in that early 2000s.
Were they still Rev Cole then?
Yes, yeah. But like Aggies had this sort of successful period in that sort of mid to late 90s. Then Reddies were successful. They probably had a solid, let's say 10 years in there of being successful, and that's when the university landscape started to change for them, and that's when Aggies starts to come up, right, in that 2010 onwards, or maybe 2009 might have been the years through there.
Well, I think that's when the vet course came in too. So it did give you students and players for an extra 3 or 4 years. So you have 25, 26-year-old first graders.
That's right.
Yeah.
And that's when that changed. Obviously, online courses and that sort of stuff changed what was going on for Reddies out there. But yeah, I don't know. It's a sad story that how that's sort of progressed for them, because I know there's plenty of people who are happy to rag on them, but it's not necessarily their own making. Like if you're a university club and the university stops delivering the courses that your club is based on,
right. Yeah.
It's pretty hard for them to. Where do you reinvent yourself? There's already 2 town clubs. What are they meant to do? I mean, and in that time, you've also seen Riverina Army fold, because that sporting landscape's changed for those guys.
Yeah.
So it's just the thing that there's just not those clubs around anymore.
Who was your biggest rivalry when you were playing? Like, who was Waratahs?
Mate, everyone hated Waratahs.
Yeah.
Everyone hated Waratahs.
But there's no game you thought, right, this is a big one for the year. This is who we're going to smack. Was it the crosstown city, or was it just
Depended on the year, I guess. Like there's been some dead set bloodbaths between Albury and Waratahs, and cracking games to play in, where guys are just absolutely belting each other. But I think, like at a club like Waratahs, where it is a successful club, I reckon you've just got to be keen to be up for competition.
Yeah.
Because teams are coming for you.
Yeah.
Whereas the other team's trying to knock you off the pedestal, you're trying to stay on it. And I was really lucky in the 2 first grade premierships that I won. One year was undefeated. The other year we lost 2 games. You hear stories of guys who playing 5 straight grand finals don't win one. Like I don't know, but that motivator in playing in those was to stay a step ahead of them.
Yeah.
Stay a step ahead of everyone, because they're coming for you, and you want them to be. Like as a competitor, like what do you play contact sport for? Because you enjoy contact, and you want to you want to tackle some guys, you want to get physical, you have a crack, and you want them to do the same to you. You don't want an easy win.
Yeah.
Easy wins are just as bad for the team that pumps the team 100-0 for the team that gets pumped 100-0. Like no one gets anything out of a flogging like that.
And that definitely happened like last 2025 season with Tars. Like I think there were 4 games won by 100 points, and the boys were like, right, well, training you can't do anything because you have nothing to review the game on.
Yeah,
it's not good for the team you're playing against, because they're going, what, we're playing, we're getting smacked every week. Like you'd much prefer to go beat a team by 2 or 3 points in a tough battle, 100%. Just get the win where you can dissect and pull apart.
Yeah,
you go to a Tuesday session after a 100-point win, you go, right, we did this well, did this well, did this well. You can't say what you did bad because you had the ball for 75 minutes of the game.
I mean, I've refereed games in that too, that 100-0, and you're like, all you're doing is 50-metre sprints.
That's the thing, from a referee's point of view, them games, you guys, is it a mental bias shift towards to try and help the team getting flogged, or you just still ref it as you see it, or like
I think it's tricky, because for me, you still got to do safety.
Yeah.
Like, and that's probably the scary thing when you get to those big games, is it's people start to get lazy in tackles. Both the 100-0 winning team and the team getting scored.
Yeah.
It's so much movements in there, and you go too biased against them when you have to step in and fix a safety issue. The players are like, "Wow, you can lose a team very quickly."
Yeah.
And I find those games harder to manage, because in an intense game, you can stick to the letter of the law. Both teams are playing on the fringes, but they'll respond and they'll respect you, and they'll go, "Yep, right, this is where the level is today." In a 100-0 game, it's like kick and flick and everyone just has a bit of fun.
Yeah.
Like it's hard to find a groove.
Yeah.
I reckon the little things start to matter more.
Yeah.
In a close game or big game.
In different ways, right? Yeah, the 100-0 game where the player on the end of the 100-0 flogging, they've had enough. They're frustrated. So the little push and shove in that game becomes like the spark that just gets emotions fired up. And whereas in a tight game, that push and shove is probably inconsequential in a way because you're focused on you don't have time for that. You've got all this other stuff going on. And the players don't necessarily have time for it. They don't have time to react because they want to get back and defend or get back in the attacking line to be able to perform whatever their role is. So I think those little, it's a good point you make about safety, Mitch, because it is important and can really quite easily slip in those sort of games. And it's easy for you to get out of your head and think that, the guys that are winning by 100, they're just going to brain this, and then they don't, and you go, I'm in the wrong position, or I missed that, or gosh, that happened a minute ago, and I didn't call that up, or whatever.
I remember Nigel Owens talking about a game he did like just before or just after he did the World Cup when he refereed. He went back and did a high school game. I think it was like a year 10 game over there, and he just kind of turned up, rocked up, didn't really warm up, just got onto the field, and he's like, mate, I'm the best referee in the world. And he said it all fell apart for him. Yeah. He said he just lost the teams, he lost everything. He couldn't get his mojo in the game, and he just said, like, from then on, he said, you just got to treat every game and give it your best you can. Yeah. And I suppose I haven't played as much as Sam and obviously yourself, but I'd say you'd have to go into playing a game with the same attitude, wouldn't you? Like, I know it's harder to get up for it, but you can't go into a tackle half-hearted.
No, that's, as I say, that's when you get injured, isn't it?
Yeah.
Totally.
You don't. Yeah,
absolutely.
So that's the same like for refereeing. Like you can't, even though it's a big score, you can't just step back. You've got to be a part of it. But yeah, like you said, Sam, it's the little things that I think change any player and any referee or anyone that competes in sport. I think that makes you go from an okay to a better. And some guys that I was lucky, like you look at a guy like, for example, Dino, who's got mixed reviews over his refereeing, but he was one that did those little things right more than anyone else. And and same with Super Rugby referees, and you can analyse all their little things, but the guys up at the top, they don't miss the little things. Yeah. They do the little things better than the next guys. So, I mean, we can all do a bib test or a yo-yo test and all those things, and I would say the same with your rep players, Sam. Like, you can get a kid fit, but it's the little things they do when they're under pressure, goal line defence that changes them. So,
yeah.
Long way to answer a team that no one enjoys a 100-0 loss.
No.
Talking Southern Inland, obviously there's the movement at TARS, and we've got Dion on board out at Reddy's. I don't know what's happened at City.
Yeah, I'll put nothing on the City front yet. No.
And I'm, who's the DO that's at Ag College? What's his name?
Callum.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too sure about anything at Ag is
I'm pretty
either.
confident he'll go.
Yeah, he did a great job. He was amazing for that program last year, just for the fact developing the whole first, second, third and women's. Yeah. Like, he was great for the whole program, made a lot better footballers out of everyone in that program. So,
which is what you want, right?
Yeah, exactly right, especially there.
Yeah, the college, not a club. Like, they want that 360-degree view. Yeah. I reckon, so big year, I reckon, for Albury. They've got an anniversary this year. I forget the number off the top of my head, but they've got an anniversary coming up this year. Might be 50 years.
I think it's 50, I saw,
I reckon Griffith will be handy. Keen to see what they do out there. They've got,
a new fella, new mountain coach
coming over from the UK, so that's awesome. Yeah. And Tumut. I thought, like, at the end of the year last year, I reckon Waratahs did well to beat Tumut in the two games. They played them twice. I think they played them in the last regular round. Yeah. And then they backed up and played them again the following week, or maybe second week.
Yeah, second week. Yeah.
That both of those games, I thought Waratahs did well to get over Tumut because they were coming. Like, they were the team that was warming up towards the end of the year. Yeah. I think they start pre-season training
now.
Yeah, I think looking on socials, every club is starting pretty much
this week anyway. Week,
and it's good to see the Bulls particularly doing that sort of stuff. Like, they're usually the club. The old adage up there is wait till the first frost for training kicks off.
It probably has happened.
Climate change put that on it.
Still.
But good to see, obviously, the Southern Inland Rugby Comp runs at risk of being tagged as Wagga-centric because there's four clubs here. But really good to see some positive news out at Griffith, down in Albury, up at Tumut, for those clubs getting some momentum behind them. And I think, Albury maybe didn't have the year that they probably would like to have had last year, and maybe that's over the past couple of years. But I think like Griffith were playing some good footy towards the end of the year last year and had some absolute monsters on the field, and Tumut were doing the same. So be good to see that.
Just those big injuries in the semis for Griffith was unlucky, like losing the halfback and the captain. Within the first half. But yeah, totally. I always think that the competition's always better when the out of town teams are strong.
100%.
Like it's
100%.
And Wagga Waratah City, they're always going to be tough games, but when you're getting teams that are pushing them at home, it makes people, like, I reckon you get bigger crowds. It's just not predictable.
Yeah.
But Tumut's a great rugby venue. Like when they're going well and they get the support around the club to the stalwarts that are in the club, and it's just amazing. It's a great trip to go down to. Great spot to referee. It's a great atmosphere there, and it's just awesome to see them going well.
As a referee, where is the toughest venue you've refed at? Because like Cowra, you're refing a metre and a half from the balcony. A lot of Central West clubs are right on the field. Wagga, there's some very verbal clubs. Like, what's your toughest? Or the game you go, right, today the crowd's going to be very vocal, and I have to switch off. Like, who's the one? Cold Cup or like.
I just think it's a combination of things. I reckon it's the game itself.
Yeah.
Like you could do a Cold Cup in 3 years and have 3 different atmospheres around the game.
Yeah.
Like especially some of the first ones where the Aggies were really close.
Yeah.
Some of the other years where they've been further apart, they're not the same. But I think it's any game where you get the big atmosphere and you feel it and it's no different to a player. Like I will say, like we are all still humans.
Yeah.
But I think the hardest games are the ones where you struggle to get up for.
Yeah.
Like the games where they're the bottom 2 teams or 1v10 or something like that. They're the ones I find harder to go to, just because everyone can get up for a grand final or a big rivalry game, and there's a build up to it. Like it engulfs you when you go to it, and same as the players. But it's the games where it's just those middle of the season that they're just all trying different combinations, and you're still getting performance judged on all the other referees that are also. You're finding your feet. You've got second grade guys trying to get into first grade and first grade guys that hold their spot too, because there's only 3 games a week. So you still can't give a half-assed performance. In terms of banter from the sideline, I think Cowra was renowned as being tough. The problem with Cowra was that the opposition teams thought that I was biased towards Cowra, and the Cowra crowd thought I was always too harsh against Cowra. So I would somehow leave most matches there pissing both sides off.
Yeah.
Even if
just a special talent.
So like even if Cowra would win, it'd be like, oh yeah, the ref was on your side. If the opposition left, they'll win. The whole, like, you wouldn't even be able to go to work the next day. My coach was the boss. What about you, Sam?
In terms of, there's not a particular venue that I would say is tougher than any others, I reckon, to referee at. I actually really liked seeing the crowds get involved as a referee.
Yeah.
I would always give top marks to some good crowd banter. The bog standard stuff, you kind of go, whatever, I've heard that before.
The Specsavers and doing it all day.
Exactly. Doing it all day. It's part of footy, right? Like it's part of why people pay their $10 at the gate to come in. They're there to have some cans on the hill, buy a steak sanger, and tell the referee how great he is. That's what they're there for. Like,
if only.
I don't know. It's part of what sport's all about. So I always kind of had that attitude of just let them enjoy it and have some fun and see what happens. Yeah, because you can't control it.
Yeah. Last referee question. What I want to know. So after, like, as a player and a coach, after a good win, you sit down and go, God, we're good today. Like, we just nailed everything. You just give yourself a pat on the back. Do you guys find that after a big game, you guys refed amazingly 10 out of 10? You'll sit down in the sheds and just go, you know what? I nailed today. Is that a thing? Or you guys refs are so hard and critical on themselves that it's... Doesn't happen.
Sam could probably answer this for both of us.
You might like my answer. It's a tough one. Like you might feel that you did your best out there, but teams could be absolutely spewing at you. And I think what you're aiming for as a referee is to minimise the point between any discrepancies you've got. You want your performance to the difference between your best performance and your worst performance to be pretty minimal. I think you're always looking for peer feedback, and I mean, I was lucky as a referee. There was a strong group of referees around who would typically watch each other's games and say, yeah, that was you did well out there, or that was you probably could have fixed up on that. But I don't know, it's just not possible, I reckon, as a referee to be over the moon with your performance, but equally you don't want to be flogging yourself off.
Yeah. So I would love to, like, after we win a game, you get in the shed, sing a song. I would love to walk past Conley one day and see 2 touches the ARs and everyone just sitting there singing a nice little referee, Bob.
No, if you ever came to Shimano's on the Saturday after grand final day, we'd be on the beers down there having a great time.
Yeah.
But the best stuff, I reckon, when we're refereeing here in Wagga was our Thursday night training session. So we used to go up
you did training?
Yeah, as a group, the boys from Leeton used to come over, not every week, but we'd do that maybe twice a year where they would come over to Wagga and we would go over that way. But we would typically, on a Thursday night, go for a run, do some fitness, and then the best part of that fitness was you'd earn some beers. So you'd go to the pub and have a couple of beers and have a chat about what was happening in the Super Rugby and the local comp, and then have a bit of an honesty session asking about what was happening for different fellas' games, and he'd put your hand up and go, oh, there was a game where I did this, what would you fellas have done? And see what the answer is, because invariably they're different. You want to, you might not be a pointed question because you want to make sure that someone's learning on something, or you might know that you absolutely stuffed something up and you want to make sure that no one else does it, so you tell them about it.
And that's the best way to offer consistency too, isn't it?
So only way. Only way.
It is,
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I think Sam and I could literally do a podcast on referee.
You'd have 2 listeners, but
Yeah. Probably both our parents. And both our
I
parents.
do think refs are unappreciated.
No, I just think it's different. Like, I would look at it and go, well, I think coaches sometimes go unsung because they do a lot. They have to deal with a squad. We just have to turn up and manage ourselves. So, look, everyone plays their part in the game of rugby. That's why we love it. So, I know, I think, and it's hard because I haven't done what Sam's done. He's done all 3, but Beals, you've been quiet. Last week we had a very successful segment called Beals' Spiel. It fired off well, mate. The responses were great.
A bit of anger towards ChatGP.
Beals, what do you want to talk about and get our opinions on this week?
I know I went over a bit of a rant about AI last week, and this week I've been using it to help me research. So go into that.
I always come to you.
Yes, I'm currently using it now to research all your dirty rules and things like that. It's come in handy.
Yeah.
Are you a paid subscriber, Beals?
No, I don't pay. I just use the free stuff. You have to ask Mitchell what he got when he paid for AI.
Yeah, sorry, I think you're breaking up. Anyway, so Beals, what's your spiel for this week, mate? What's got you fired up?
Yeah, me and you were talking about this, Mitchell, before. Reality TV, these crappy shows that they put on, like Made at First Sight, Love Is Blind, all all the ones I'm talking about, and all the advertisements you see on TV for it. I don't even watch the show. All I do is watch the ads on TV. It drives me nuts. They're just full of such fake people, fake stories. I can't stand it. Do you guys think about that?
I think they're looking for love. I think they're on it for the genuine, real reasons, and they're looking for love.
See, I think they're just looking for Instagram, TikTok followers. That's my personal opinion.
Which could be love for some people.
I'm impressed you guys are still watching free-to-air telly like that.
Oh, Beals is in touch with the common man.
He is.
I can't tell you, other than the cricket and obviously this month, Australian Open, I don't reckon I watch free-to-air telly for anything.
Yeah, that's
Well, the
be
streaming
same.
services, have taken over.
Yeah.
But what's your...
But
Yeah, sorry.
what they do is they advertise all these shows during the sport.
yeah.
Yeah,
It's
true.
going to be on
True.
after the sport.
That please
just-
don't think I'm immune to the downsides of reality TV with two teenage daughters who consume it all.
Sam, do you think the reality TV stars are actually looking for love or just for the social media clicks?
Well, if you believe the tears, Mitch, they're genuinely invested. So I reckon there's got to be a level of commitment for them to pull off some of the shit they pull off on those shows. Like,
I don't know. Some of the shit they put them through, like Pete loves
Well,
loves them. Absolutely
Yeah.
loves Love Island, I think was the one.
yeah, love
And,
Island.
and I do about 4 or 5 minutes an episode before I get cranky and walk out and just take the dogs for a walk.
I remember watching the first few seasons of Big Brother, and they were just genuine. They were just genuine people who you couldn't have picked. Like there's like drove off the street, like they were just
Yeah,
chill,
yeah.
normal people. But now it's a whole different thing. As Bealey was saying, it's all social media people. It's all everyone between the ages of 18 and 22 trying to get that the blue tick on Instagram. Like it's.
But is that the generation below us, or are we just getting old?
I think we are. I think we
I'm
are.
20 steps ahead of all of you.
Another good spiels in the bank, Beals.
Yes. Yeah, I can't stand it. Drives me nuts. I think that those people that go on there they're crazy.
If I said to
Most-
If I said to
Yeah,
you,
go ahead.
Bills, you have to watch a whole day of Test cricket or one episode of Love Island, what would you choose?
Test cricket.
Ooh, wow. That is a big one.
and no thought process whatsoever.
What if we flipped that and went like the Bathurst 1000 versus Love Island?
See, I love Bathurst, so I'd watch that hands down.
No, for Bealey,
Yeah, I'd watch the Bathurst 1000
take back.
any day over that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've actually spent the whole day on the tracks of the Bathurst 1000. It's a very long day.
It is. It
I'll give
is.
you that. It's like 6-7 hours in the sun.
Oh, I would need a nap.
Paid $20 a beer. It's just unreal. Well, that's fucking crazy. It is better on TV, but it's a big
Mate,
day.
I can say even watching the Test cricket in the sun was a great experience, but sitting in the aircon watching it in high definition is quite easy.
You got to go to Melbourne for the test.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Leighton Warren, Sam level 2.
Yeah.
Sam, thank you, mate. It's great to have you in the studio live. Last time we did a pre-recording on my phone, so it's good to see you here. How are the vibes? Did you enjoy it?
Vibes are elite, Mike. I'm so happy to have come into the studio, been part of the gang.
Yeah.
I love it.
And as I said, you and I first brought this subject up with you probably 2 years ago about
5
starting a
years ago.
podcast at the pub, and we wrote all down what we were talking about.
I've gone grey talking about it.
He's renovated his house in that time. Everything's changed. So, Tommy, thank you for joining us again.
No, thank you for having me, Mitchell. Bealsy, Sam, it's always a pleasure.
11 out of 10.
And Beals, mate, it's great to see you in all 75-inch TV version of you.
That's been good. It's good to be back. Yeah.
I reckon
Good
that's
job.
actually
Well done.
fairly close to life size. Like.
Yeah. We need to put a high and get like a doll there.
Yo. Where did you go?